Hi, I'm Rob and this is Gems of War. In this video I'm going to show you the teams I'm using for the Crystal Prison World event. Let's jump in. Right, first things first, what you always want to do in these things is pop to the shop and make sure you grab tier 1. This gives you the potion of enchantment, which is really important. It means all your troops will start enchanted at the start of every single battle for the entirety of this event, which is really cool. And you get other stuff too, which is really handy, like event sigils, gold and shards, and more besides. Now what you should always do as well, because you're doing this with your guild, is collect the rewards first. Basically, if you're coming to this event and your guildmates have already started, they probably have completed certain stages already, as my guildmates have done here. It's worth collecting these absolutely straight away, because basically when I just wait for this to be collected, you can grab all that stuff now. Let's get another orb of growth. Oh, I missed what it was. Anyway, the point is you get the badges. The badge of the North is how it starts. Well, it starts with the token of the North actually, then eventually evolves to a badge of the North, which will eventually evolve into a medal of the North, which basically means you do more damage, and you make sure you apply that before you go into battle. I will do that now. To do that, you go to your medal section. Go to a medal which you want to change. Make sure you throw it in there. Right, so now that's there. We go back to the event. Right, so you've got your potion of enchantment. You've made sure you've collected the rewards now to the fight itself. Basically, this team initially is going to revolve around 3 different troops. The fourth one is almost like a free hit really. You can have whichever one you like. We've got the Orb of Winter in first place. This deals damage to all enemies boosted by frozen enemies. The second one, we have this new troop Saga. She's available in the shop right now, but it's based around Daenerys from Game of Thrones, which is not a bad thing. Deals damage to all enemies boosted by blue and frozen enemies, which we will have a lot of those hopefully. And Frostfeather deals damage to all enemies, and if there's an ice storm, curses all enemies, which is very handy because Saga, if you've got the third trait, summons an ice storm at the start of the battle. So if we get to cast Frostfeather early, we will benefit from that cursing all enemies. So we've got those 3. We basically got a free one for the fourth one. You could pop in another Saga, pop in another Frostfeather. Lots of ways you could do this. Like a good thing would be to throw in a Queen Mab. She uses purple. We don't have anybody using purple, so if we pick up any extra of that colour, we're going to benefit from that at the same time, and we get to freeze a random enemy on 4 or 5 gem matches. What else can we do? You can just go off-piste slightly. Off-piste, then chuck in an Ulor and benefit from that freeze and fairy fire a random enemy when matching blue gems. Not a bad thing, and this spell's handy as well, but just for now, we will just keep it as it is. The banners, I'm on +2 blue, +1 green, -1 brown, which benefit from those colours nicely there. And we're in Tidecaller class. And the reason is we explode a blue gem when matching 4 or more gems. And in talent trees, we'll have a Snap Freeze, Insulated, Anti-Magic Sphere, Mana Source, important to have a quick start on these things. Deluge, submerge a random ally in 4 or 5 gem matches, get bonus blue, and Eternal Summer, all Fey allies gain 2 life every turn. So the Feys in our team will be Saga and Queen Mab. On the weapons side of things, if you don't have that weapon there, it is interchangeable. Some people may prefer Arboreal Crystal at the start, but this will be slower for the early teams, because basically you have to get this charged up first and then cast it to charge the rest of the team. With the Orb of Winter, that'll be charged really quickly and you can cast it straight away, and then that basically saves a round or 2. If you do want to go the Arboreal Crystal kind of route, then that is totally recommended, and you'd pop that in first place instead of Orb of Winter. And you could also go Glacial Crystal, that would work pretty well as well, but I would make sure you've got like a Queen Mab or Skadi in your team as well, because when it creates a mix of blue and purple, with no purple team allies in your team, you will miss out on those colour matches should that happen. But this is what I'm going to start with at the moment, and let's take it for a spin. So we'll be looking for blue straight away if we can. With the bonuses we get, that will charge up Orb of Winter straight away, and that is going to be literally that fast, and that is why that is a little bit quicker than the Arboreal Crystal route, because if you've got that charged up straight away, the Arboreal Crystal, then you have to let the opponent have their turn, come back, cast Arboreal Crystal, which creates the explosion which generates the rest of the team, and then wait again for your turn if you don't get a 4 match, and then cast again. So, but the early part, this is certainly going to be a bit quicker. And we've got 4 different troops there now, which at the moment do damage to all. So when it gets to the stage when we're going to potentially not be defeating all the opponents when each of these is cast, because it will happen because everybody's enchanted, then we'll see what we can do regarding more damage. But this may be enough. It may well be enough. So I didn't kill them right away, but our troops will be charged up on the next round. Now, pick your poison, whichever one you fancy. Try and get blue right away. We're going to get a nice boost from that. Good old Fairy Godmother. Yeah, very easy team to use, nothing technical about it at all. Just give Saga a quick spin, get some glory. Yeah, so combined, I haven't actually looked at the damage they're going to do combined, but it's actually quite a bit. Get this first, see if we get any random drops, which we did. So now we've got 3 troops ready to cast. This one does 50 to all, 49 to all, oops, wrong button, and 46 to all. That's already nearly 150 combined just by them being ready there, and you can collect that from Mab and get her ready to go as well, which is far in excess of what we need, but it makes it nice and fast. Yeah, Queen Mab has become slightly less of a used troop these days. She used to be one of the meta teams. She was amazing once, but now there's so many troops that are immune to mana burn that she's become less used as time has gone on. I used to love her in a, I'm trying to think what it was. I think it was Justice, Valkyrie, Queen Mab, something like that. It was dubbed the Justice League, if I remember at the time. So it was all girls, all women. And it was badass at the time. Which still worked pretty good now, I suppose. No reason why it shouldn't, apart from, like I say, Mab's spell is not as relevant as it was, considering the amount of troops that are now immune to mana burn. Still fun to use though. Alright, so I'll just show a few more of these. No need to make the video super long, because I think this team is going to hold on and hold out for this for quite a while. Even though we can't get any blue there, just grab anything else which is relevant, in this case green. Saga's ready to rock and roll. Very handy there. No need to try and look for extra matches sometimes, because often the second troop is going to be 1 round away from being ready to cast because of the enchantment. So you can just speed things up and then collect the mana for the first troop and then just cast away on the second troop right away. If we get a mana surge, which is guaranteed on a match like this, then we can have the first 2 troops charged absolutely straight away. So nothing else to think about casting them, just cast them back to back and the job is done. Winter Imp. Such a great troop. Really good. Like here, rather than cast that first, if you have to cast twice, be patient and make sure you grab one more set of blue first. Otherwise, you can have to wait an extra round or two for one of these to become enchanted. It does work out a teeny weeny bit quicker. Unless you get really lucky with the skull drops afterwards, of course. Or colour drops. Alright, let's do a couple more. Like I say, one thing I notice on teams like this is I haven't cast Mab yet. Now, that frees a random enemy on 4 or 5 gem matches may be coming into play now and again. Haven't really noticed. But what might be handier in a team like this right now is somebody where you benefit from their traits a little bit more than what we are from Queen Mab at the moment. And if you have an Ulor, for example, that is probably going to be a better shout than Queen Mab right now. We haven't actually cast her yet, so what I would do here, it actually doesn't actually matter too much for this right now because we're still winning comfortably, but for the perfectionists out there, then for example, if you've got an Ulor and throw him in, what I'm going to be doing now is we're going to get a lot of blue on this, so we're going to be freezing and fairy firing, what can I say that? And fairy firing a random enemy when matching blue gems, which obviously we're going to be doing a lot. And Fairy Fire adds 50% to the spell damage. So when we do this, this is a better team for me now. I'm more happy with this. So we weren't benefiting much from Queen Mab, so we can chuck Ulor in there and benefit from all those matches when we get blue. We're just going to be causing extra damage via the Fairy Fire. Like 116 that was then on that second enemy, see? Wow, really good. Yep, so Queen Mab, you sacked, get out of it, chuck in Ulor instead if you have him. Definitely a lot better. This is actually a probably fairly good ending team because by the time you get to the point where you need to cast all 4 of them, if Queen Mab was still there, is you're going to be wanting someone like Ulor, if you can, to actually do what his spell does. Eliminates a bunch of attack from the first 2 enemies, a load of magic from the last 2, and drains all the mana from the strongest. Looks like the algorithm for that is actually your magic +1 on that on the spell damage and what it effectively does. But that freeze and fairy fire a random enemy with matching blue gems is surprisingly effective. So we'll just grab another lot of them. So by the time we've cast the first 2, the third troop will be ready to cast as well. And that is that. Right, I'm going to call it a day there because that is the team. It's pretty straightforward to use. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, it'd be cool if you hit that like and subscribe button. But most of all, thanks for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.